at 9:16 a.m. And our first line of business is going to be the approval for the October 6, 2022 ACC agenda.
Move to approve.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Okay, that's Joe, Jean, and Justin. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, there's no. Okay, so that's unanimous. Okay, I would like to make a motion at this time to amend today's agenda to include our September 15th ACC regular recurring meeting that was missed. I'd like to start with that agenda first and get that completed.
I'll second it.
Oh, can I get someone to make the motion for that? I guess I made the motion, so that would be Keith and Justin. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Did we lose Rich?
Yeah, he signed off for a moment. I think he's back though.
Okay, well, we have our quorum. Okay, so that's been confirmed. Okay, so so the first order of business on here is we are going to start with, I believe it was 43 Rocky Ridge. We had quite a few items on here. Oops, that's the wrong. Yep, it's Audrey, right?
Okay, I'll go ahead and bring Andre on over here.
Yep.
All right, Andre, I've brought you into the meeting.
And this is going to be, so September 15th agenda, item number 16, 43 Rocky Ridge, construction change request. And I'm going to have to turn a light because I have lots of notes here. Let's see what I have written down. Okay, so this is going to take some time. These are big agenda packets, so I have to find this. Okay. I'm sorry this is taking so long. Okay, so that's right after. Okay, 43 Rocky Ridge. The first thing I had was the body color, was a paint construction change request, and it was the body and trim colors on the house do not match what has been approved. We believe the paint colors conform to Sudden Valley's goal of subdued, and we are asking for approval at this meeting. So they've attached a couple of photos to this. We have actually gone out and looked at the, we've already done our tours and stuff. I don't know. So Justin wasn't here last time. Joe Jean, we discussed this, right? You and I.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
And I actually went out and looked at it again.
And what are your thoughts? Did you change?
As far as the paint colors, I'd move to approve these colors.
Okay. And that's where we were at last time. Justin, do you have any issues with the paint color?
No, I do not.
Okay, I will second that. So that's Joe Jean and then Keith. And that's approved unanimously for the paint color change for 43 Rocky Ridge. Okay, on to item number 17, 43 Rocky Ridge construction change request again. This one. This is what the Allen block retaining walls in the front of the home had not been approved. We are submitting this request for approval as existing. It became apparent early into construction that a series of retaining walls would be necessary to keep the soil from sloping down onto the road or into the road. The frontmost wall extends into the right of way. So as you saw that, as you toured the property, it does have to go to Sudden Valley Maintenance for approval as well. They're all the retaining walls are in the right of way. So that was an issue we had. You can see where the property corners are staked on the property. So that's their property from their back. They had a 20-foot setback from that property corner. So Sudden Valley's from that property corner onward is that's their property. So the two retaining walls in the front are in Sudden Valley's right of ways.
Well, that,
I agree, they're necessary and
they're necessary.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I apologize. I just want a little bit of a background. I mean, John Gordon submitted all this information, but I wasn't involved throughout the beginning stages of the project. I came into a little later.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the hill is so steep. I assume the contractor that did it, I just made it necessary. Because if you guys have been out there, you've seen that hill. I mean,
Yeah.
it had to be retained somehow.
Yeah.
It's so steep. So it just made sense, and we did it correctly too, where it's all got a really nice base footing, a drainage behind it, from what I understand, and all the it's all concreted in, it's solid.
Yeah, I don't think, I think we were all in agreement at the time. Justin was the only one that wasn't here last time, but we were in agreement that it definitely was necessary. The retaining wall was. What I had issue with, I think if this, unless it's a different change request. So the retaining wall, so it still has to go to Sudden Valley. So Sudden Valley staff, Sudden Valley maintenance in particular, the manager has to go out and take a look at it and he has to give his approval and sign off on it, just so you know that. I had a little particular issue with your retaining in the front of the property where your parking is going to be. There's that little catch basin and that little V shape. I don't know if you're looking at a picture, Andre, or not, but
yeah, I know where it is.
Yeah, I didn't care for that, and I don't understand how that all worked, and that's something I'm sure was done on the fly there, but
yes. So the thing with that, because when I was talking to Taylor and Mike with the maintenance, we had a meeting on site. There's a few corrections we actually have to do on the front there. So that catch basin, we have to raise it a little bit. So, and then we're gonna have to put another culvert a little closer to the road to catch all that water and connect to the main culvert. So all that's going to be changed. It's not going to have that design. We're going to have to pick it up a little bit. And so we're actually planning to, get that changed, and it's going to look completely different because there's a few changes that we have to do for the cleanouts for the culverts. Because that one of the cleanouts is kind of covered. So we're going to have to open it up and redo that retaining wall.
Hey.
A little.
Sorry, Joel, are you familiar with any of this stuff on Rocky Ridge and what we're looking at?
Yeah, somewhat. All the retaining or all this work in the right of way stuff, though, that's being proposed. That's between Mike Brock maintenance and Tyler Andrews. But I think this one right here is just talking about the retaining walls in the right of way.
Yeah, so if we're just talking about the retaining walls only, then I agree they are. So let's see, I want to be clear on that though, because so I have issues. So on the left-hand side of the property, which this photo does not show, next to the driveway, there are steps that go along this driveway all the way out to the street. And those steps actually go onto the neighbor's next door property. So they're not on this property, from best I could tell, from the property corners and everything. I mean, they're still staked and you can see them, the steps and all that from about maybe the last 10 feet down are all on the neighbor's property. So to me, I would want, if the neighbor's okay with that, then they need to, I would suggest they would have a letter. That's just me. There's a whole committee here, but something, I just don't like it. I think those steps need to be removed myself. That's just me again. But I want to make sure they're not part of this request because I do have issue with the steps.
So with those steps, like I mentioned earlier, when I had a meeting with Mike and Tyler, there's a clean out underneath those steps that was not exposed. So we're going to have to open that up. So I believe, I think that clean out is there because it is on the drawings on as-built. I believe during the construction it was just covered. I wasn't the beginning stages, so I don't know. So we're gonna have to open that up, and that clean out with the way the culvert is, the trajectory of it. It looks like it's gonna be under those steps. So we're gonna have to open those steps up regardless. And I see what you're saying, Keith. It does go in onto the neighbor's property, like that last part of it. So when we open that up, we're gonna have to change that. We can definitely just basically get rid of those last bottom steps and line it up with the property. That we could definitely do that since we're opening it up. The bottom of those sections of those stairs are going to be removed. And so we're just, the way we'll do it, we'll just kind of move that to this property.
All right, so then it sounds to me that this particular request is in a lot of works right now. So maybe we should just defer this request until you're actually done with what you and Mike are discussing to do out there, and then resubmit it for approval.
Okay. So should we do this as a separate, because or just do a same as the retaining walls? Or should we make a separate request for these? Because this is more of like the drainage culvert tied into all that.
Well, yeah, see, in all fairness, your request actually just states the retaining wall. So that's all this states on here. It does say retaining wall. It doesn't say anything about the steps next door, about the drainage or anything else. So I think we should just stick to your request on here. But I would make the comment on here that even though we approve this, we want further information followed up on your drainage and the easement issue with the property next door on the steps.
Okay.
That would be my motion that I would recommend.
Keith,
But Joe Jean, go ahead.
why don't we wait and discuss the steps on the second or third request?
Okay.
It's number 3 of 5. I mean, why don't we for the first one until Sudden Valley Maintenance can check out how far the walls are into the, are they causing a hazard because they're in the right of way? And that funny little drainage thing has changed. I think this one should be deferred. That's my opinion. And then we should talk about the steps on number 3.
Okay, and that actually does make sense, because you're already in communications with Mike, the maintenance guy. So you're already working on this. So I would kind of then agree that Sudden Valley is already looking at what you're intending to do out there, and you are going to be doing that. Joel, did you have any input on that?
I mean, it's between maintenance approval and ACC approval. I think it's important just to stick to the each request at a time. So if they're looking at retaining wall here, then sorry, I'm with Joe Jean. You can talk about steps in another one, but I think it is ongoing with maintenance.
Yeah,
Nick Brock and Tyler, and they have their own requests, at least with kind of the parking area. But because it is in Sudden Valley right away, I believe it does require their approval also.
okay. So, all right. Joe Jean, you want to go ahead and Justin, did you have any input on this?
No, I don't. If it's just a retaining wall, I would move to approve.
Well, okay, we could take that vote, but
Retaining wall is what I was meaning. If it is wanting to be deferred, I have no problem with that.
yeah, I think why don't we let you can take that motion back, and then we'll let Joe Jean make her motion with her comment, and then we'll vote on Joe Jean's motion, and that would be, I think, the way we want to go. And if you don't have an issue with that, Justin, I think that would be the best scenario for this one.
Okay, I move to defer this request until Sudden Valley Maintenance can check out everything that's in the right of way, including the little drainage ditch that they said they were going to redo. I'd like to see how they planned on doing that, since that's kind of a parking area and it's in the right of way, and the way it looks now, cars could run over that and have a lot of damage and stuff.
Yes. Okay. And it sounded like they are going to redo that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will second that motion. And so that motion is to defer this particular request until Sudden Valley Maintenance can checks out everything that's in the right of way, which is pretty much everything on this. It is everything on here, and including the drainage and the parking out front and the stairs as well. That'll be our comments on that. And that is, any problem with that, Justin? You good with that?
No issues.
Okay, that's unanimous. And that was, shoot, I need to check these off again. Over here, that's item number 17. So now we're going to move to item number 18. Again, this is 43 Rocky Ridge Porch.
This one's about the black paint on the concrete.
It's Rocky Ridge Drive, excuse me. Okay. And so the only comments I had on that during our last meeting was it was okay with me only because the height of it was so high on the stormwater retention wall. But I said that it must be repainted because there's several areas that are so streaked now. That's why I don't like paint to begin with, because it tends to do that. But they have agreed, supposedly we'd have to make this in our deal here, since we have a quorum today, that they will repaint it, because down here it says the intent is to repaint. We would have to say it would have to be repainted.
Yeah, in fact, that's already been done. So the foundation, basically all that black foundation has already been repainted, because since the painting weather is going away, so we already done that. So if anybody wants to, drive by there, that's already been repainted to the body color. So it looks like,
Awesome.
that whole wall.
Awesome. Okay, that was, Josine, did you have any comments on that?
You said it's repainted the body color.
That lighter gray.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that.
Justin?
I don't have any problems either.
Okay, can we get a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay, that's Josine and Justin. And that is unanimous. That's been approved. Oh, Josine and Justin. That's been approved and that's unanimous. Okay, item number 19, 43 Rocky Ridge Road. Instruction change request. Is this for the, I only show the concrete flat work. Is there another one after that? Am I on the right one, Josine? Do you show the next one as a concrete flat work request? That's next to the driveway?
Let's see, the one I'm looking at, number 4 of 5 says front steps. The concrete wall of steps leading to front door have been brushed and painted in unapproved gray color. And I think this is the one that we're talking about, the steps. My paper's kind of gotten mixed up.
So, yeah, we did, yes. So this is item 18, is the secret approval of the paint treatment. We have applied for the step foundations to minimize exposed concrete. So Andre, are you saying the approval to repaint, so where your exposed concrete was and it was all currently black, has that been repainted, the body color of the house? Is that the one you were saying?
Yeah, so the base, the foundation around the house, it's been painted to the lighter gray color.
Okay.
And then the front of the steps, so there was some streaking. I don't know what it is, some oxidation that was happening that just kind of made those runs on, like when you're looking at the front of the house,
Yeah,
like the face of the steps. So we've basically we went ahead and painted that with the same color as the house color, but that darker gray color. So right now it's all, uniform. It looks like part of the house. Everything, is kind of matching, and those streaks are gone now.
okay, so we are going to have to, thank you, I appreciate that. We're going to have to go back and then correct item number 18 was the one I skipped. And this is the one we were just talking about. That's to repaint the exposed concrete, the foundation that was all black. They have repainted that to match the color of the house. So I have no issue with that. That is what we asked. So are you okay with that, Joe Jean?
Yes. But I think that's the one that we were talking about last time about the steps.
It is correct. And we're just going to have to backtrack and read. So we are recorrecting item number 18 because it's already in our agenda as this item.
Okay,
So we're going to move to approve this, or I will. And then Joe Jean, are you seconding it?
yes.
Okay, and then Joe Jean for the second. Any opposed?
No.
Okay, so that's unanimous. So let's clarify, item number 18 is actually the exposed black foundation that was all painted black has now been repainted to match the body color of the house. And we're in unanimous approval and agreement with that. And now we're going to move to item number 19, which is the one we just talked about prior. So 43, again, Rocky Ridge Road. And this is a concrete wall and steps leading to the front door have been brushed and painted in approved gray and unapproved gray color. The same is true on the wall enclosing the stormwater treatment area, this time in a black color. We are asking approval for both colors. Our intent is to repaint both surfaces to correct the streaky and splotchy appearance. Now, Andre, so you said that has all been repainted, correct? And all
Yep.
looks all uniform now.
Yep.
And then the stormwater treatment area, was that painted the body color of the house or was it painted black?
The stormwater, that's like it's got this decorative rock around it, but on the inside of the basin, it's still black, which, you know, we could either leave it black or we could paint it the same body color. That hasn't been done yet. So the steps have been addressed, but inside the storm treatment area, yeah, oh, that black, yeah. So we can definitely paint that gray. It hasn't been done yet, but we can paint that the same color as that darker gray, just to make that all match.
Yeah, I that would be my preference, that it would all match.
Yep, we can do that.
Joe Jean, do you have any issues?
No, I don't.
Okay, so yeah, I'm in good agreement with it all matching. So we will make a motion here. I guess we'll move to approve with the understanding it'll all be painted. Go ahead, Joe Jean.
I'll second.
Oh, okay. So we're going to move to approve with the understanding it's all going to be painted the same body color. And I made that motion and Joe Jean seconded. Any opposed?
No.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, and then item number 20. 43 Rock. Uh-oh, how come I don't have 20? Here it is, 43 Rocky Ridge. We are asking approval for the concrete flat work installed adjacent to the driveway. It seemed most practical to encapsulate the catch basin and sewer clean out into a kind of walkway. The total added square foot was 88 square feet, and it raises total impervious area from 41.1% to 42.6%. During our last get together, we said we had no issue with that and almost felt it was necessary so you can get up and down next to the driveway.
Yep, that was the idea.
So any other comments on that one?
No,
You want to make a motion?
move to approve.
Okay, I'll second.
No issue.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, long list of items there. Andre, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, John.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Hey, John, someone sent us a chat that they had to leave shortly here. Can we get them in still or are they
All
going?
right, I believe that was Carol. I'll go ahead and bring her on over. All right, Carol, I brought you into the meeting.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep, and which property is this one?
11 Sandwich Point Court, the garage with elevator.
Ah, hey,
Oh, come on now.
It's number
Which one is
13,
it?
13 on today's agenda.
Oh, 13 on today's agenda. No. Item number 13 today on today's agenda, I have 9 Grandview Lane.
Might be the September 15th agenda then,
Uh,
because we were on that one.
Oh, item number 13 on September 15th. So do you see them on today's agenda?
What did you say the address was?
11 Sandwich
11.
Point Court.
11,
Yeah, that's number 13 on today's agenda. I'm sorry. It's the 15th. I'm sorry. I have 2 big packets here.
oh yeah, okay, so it is, yeah, 13, okay. So we're gonna go over to item number 13, it's 11 Sandwich Point Court. It's a
I'll
variance.
move to approve.
Oh, wait, we had questions on this, if I remember, I know I did.
God bless you.
Let me turn to that, because, so what have we decided? Did anything change? I know we had some questions about the height on it. As I'm trying to get to it, maybe you could fill us in. So it's still gonna be a tall structure? Starting at the road level, correct? From the road level?
At grade level, it's 14.5 feet above the grade level of the road.
Okay, I gotta find you.
So that would fit under our 20-foot height definition.
No, that wasn't my concern. My concern is the location of it, period. Boy, I'm just having a hard time finding your project here.
Our concern is we're trying to age in place. We built this place over 38 years ago, and we want to continue to live here. And we worked with the county and the architect to make something that would fit on our very steep hillside.
Yeah.
And
No,
this is the way
I
we can still live
understand.
here.
Okay,
So it isn't as though we haven't put effort into getting this. We had to meet shoreline and wetlands and
I know.
a number of.
Justin, did you have any comments or issues on this project?
No, I do not.
Keith, I have some, last week or whenever, when we talked about this, one of my questions was the basement slab or going to be level with the house roof, or was it going to be down the slope? And I think, did that make sense?
The
Yeah,
floor.
it's pretty much the base of the floor joist of the garage would be about level with the eaves of the house.
Yeah.
Okay, and
We want to park on the level, not on an, when we get inside, we want to be level, not on an incline.
yeah, oh, yeah, and I decided that that would not block any of the view from the house across the street. So
Yeah,
I'll move to approve this request.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
And a kid chimed in too. Hey, perfect. Okay, guys, congratulations, you've been approved.
oh,
Thank you
Have-
so
Have a
much.
good day.
Yes.
Okay, you guys too.
All right.
Thank you very much. I'll go ahead and move you back to the attendees.
Okay, that was item number 11. And then, okay, let's get these crossed off. We want to bring over 18 Spinnaker. That was the tree request. We can probably get that out real quick.
Sorry, Keith, who would you like me to bring over?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think it was,
Polly Keith,
yep, go ahead.
I think Polly
Polly
Keith,
Keith.
Polly. Oh, I'll go ahead and bring you on over here, Polly.
Yeah, 18 Spinnaker, if I can find it now. Oh, here it is. That's on this agenda. Okay, this would be item number 4 from the October 6th agenda. It's a tree request for 18 Spinnaker Lane.
I'll move to approve.
Okay, I have a note here. Why? Let me see what it says real quick. And I'll just see, Joe Jean, real fast what I wrote. I hope real fast.
I guess an issue might be that it's on Sudden Valley property.
That could be an issue. Okay, 18 Spinnaker. Okay. Oh, I hate when I make a note and I can't read it. Oh, that's what I wrote. It is Sun Valley property. So, or did I write? I'm not sure. Oh, no, I did write on Sun Valley property. So, but I usually make a note on here and I didn't see it. So let me refresh my mind. Oh, this is that one. Okay, yeah, so that's the problem. It's on Sudden Valley property. So Joe Jean, what else are your thoughts on this? Did you say you moved to?
Well, they planted the tree at some point. Now the tree is dead and they'd like to dig it out and plant a new one. And frankly, it's so small, I think they could just grab hold of it and yank it out. I don't have a problem at all.
I don't have a problem with them removing it. How do you feel about the replanting on Sudden Valley property?
I'm sorry, what?
How do you feel about them replanting a tree on Sudden Valley property?
You know, it's so small. It's not like it's going to grow up to be a Douglas fir.
How tall do those southern magnolias get? I believe that's what it was going to be, a southern magnolia.
I don't know plants.
Do you know, Polly?
Yes, it's been there for, we think, about 10 years, and it's just under 6 feet. And it's just a little twiggy tree, really. It doesn't block
Yeah.
anybody's view. It does add to the, I don't know, the nature when you look at it. It's right next to two very, very large evergreens. So it doesn't stand out or get in anybody's way or block anybody's view. It just adds to the natural look, I think, of that area. It's really just over the line that designates Sudden Valley property to the lake and, you know, back into our property. So, and there's some water runoff there, so I think that helps with some of that. I can't speak totally with that, but
Way to throw that in, though. I like that.
the birds like it. They come and they perch on it. The deer sometimes eat the flowers, but they've left the tree completely alone. So it's just a nice looking tree, and we've maintained it. You know, been here for 16 years now, and you know, haven't had any problem until I think it was late last year. It didn't get very many flowers on it, and then this year it only got 1 or 2, and then it appears not to be alive. So we thought we would just replace it with the same thing. We don't want it to grow any bigger or anything. It just plain looks nice. It adds a lot of color. That's, you know, it's hard to defend when you're looking at these other people's with their big, huge homes and, you know, problems with that. So it's just nice. And I think it benefits Sudden Valley too. So
Yeah. I'm amazed that it blossomed. That's awesome. That you're
yeah,
actually-
yeah, it does.
Okay, so yeah, I have no problem. The only thing is we would have to send it on to just Sudden Valley so they just are aware, you know, what you're doing, but I'm sure they would have no issue with it as well.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Joe Jean, do you want to make that motion then?
Yeah, I move to approve and whatever you said about Sudden Valley, notifying Sudden Valley about it.
Yeah, we just notify Sudden Valley and let them know. Okay, all in favor?
I think Justin left.
Oh, he did. Okay, we can continue. Justin is not with us, so that's unanimous. It's we'll get passed on. We approved it, and we'll get passed on to Sudden Valley staff or admin or the maintenance guy for his approval.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Can I leave now? Should I?
Thank you,
Yeah.
Polly. Yes, I'll go
Okay.
ahead and move you back to the attendees, but you can certainly leave if you like.
Okay.
That
Thank you.
was 18. Okay, let's see where we're at. So we still have we still have quite a few.
How
How
about
about,
number
ahead.
7 on today's?
Yeah, Hollyview, that's what I have next. Very good. Yep, we'll do that. That's yep, okay, that's item number 7 on today's agenda, October 6th agenda. Item number 7 is 32 Hollyview Way. That's a tree trimming and removal request.
Which of our attendees is that?
It's 32 Hollyview Way, and it was what I write, Lana?
I believe, so Nif has her hand raised here. I'll go ahead and bring them on over here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're 32.
There we go. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're gonna go 32 Hollyview. Joe Jean, did you have any comments on 32 Hollyview?
All I wrote on it is, it was ribboned, a lot like none of the other trees were, and so I would move to approve. And they have, well, I guess they need a county permit.
We did receive the county permit approval last week.
Okay, let me holy smokes, it's taking me forever to find this. Item number 6. 7. Okay.
Yeah, I move to approve.
Oh yeah, you have an arborist report.
We got
Well, that
fancy.
certainly makes it much easier. And then yeah, what do I have? Reap. Okay. All right. So Joe Jean, you said you moved to approve?
Yes.
Okay, I'll second that. And that's unanimous. So you've been approved.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I apologize for taking so long.
No worries.
All right. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Okay, next we have.
Thank you, Nif. I'll go ahead and return.
Oh,
you
I'm
to-
sorry. Thank you, John.
No problem.
Oh, we have 36 North Point. It's Deborah.
All right, Deborah, go ahead and bring you on over here.
This would be item number 9 and item number 10 from our September 15th meeting. Item 9 and 10. Not a paint color, it is.
Yeah. The first one is approval of the
Oh, yep,
the lights.
the light fixture.
Yeah, and I'll move to approve that.
Okay, I'll second that. So that was Joe Jean and Keith. That's unanimous. The light fixtures have been approved.
Thank you.
Okay, next is the paint request.
And I'll move to approve.
Really? This puts me in a bad spot. So Joe Jean is much better at paint than I am. I've admitted that numerous times. I'm not great at paint. So if Joe Jean moves to approve, I'll have to go with Joe Jean and second that. And so your paint color has been approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate your time and sorry it took so long to get you up here.
No worries.
You have a good day.
You as well. Aloha.
Thanks, Deborah. Have a great day. I'll go ahead and return you to the attendees here.
Voted most popular color.
We've got
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes.
one last attendee.
Okay, great. And that is for the that's not this one. That's just an 8 Huckleberry Court.
I believe that's correct. I'll go ahead and bring Matthew on over here.
Which agenda is that?
That'll be on today's agenda.
Hello.
Oh, no, it's not. My
Hi,
bad.
Matthew. We can hear you.
Thank you. September 15th.
Yep, September 15th agenda. Thank you. It was item number 22 on September 15th agenda.
Oh, no, no wonder I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a second to get rifle through here. I'm at 43, so I'm close.
Got to tell you, that's a nice looking house right there.
Okay, here we go. 8. Oh, perfect. This is the one where you're moving the house over.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
That's what I just saw in my notes. It says move the house to the left and it wouldn't be a problem. I'm thinking they're going to move the whole house.
Okay.
Takes a lot of manpower.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate your efforts. And Joel, did you have any comments on it?
No. I mean, we're here for, so here's the original here. And here's the revised. And then we've also moved it to the left and then shown the deck in the correct location at the back of the house here. There is still, a variance, and I know I don't. So this is an in concept approval, and then so there is the variance into the setback here. I don't know. Sorry.
How far into the setback? 10 feet?
Yeah, it looks like the roof overhang here is at the 5 foot to the front. But
well,
what was I going to say? So I don't know if if ACC if you're officially approving variances in this form or
we're not. We're not. But
in concept.
Yeah, in concept. So we were cool with that because of the constraints of the lot and the fact that you had much more room if you were to move it to the left. Would get you much further off the road. And get you away from that creek further. So I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate your efforts.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Joe Jean, did you have any other comments at this time?
No, I didn't.
Okay, you want to make a motion or I can make it?
You can.
Okay, I'll move to approve.
Second.
Okay. So that's Keith and Joe Jean. So your in concept design has been approved for its location.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate your time today.
Excellent. Thanks for your time too.
Okay, you have a good day.
You too. Thanks so much.
Okay, that
All
was
right, thank you,
item
Matthew.
number 22.
Very welcome.
Okay, so that's all of our attendees, correct?
That's everybody.
Okay, Joel, what you have something you're here for?
That's it. Those two, the Sandwick Point and this in concept.
Okay, cool. All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Okay. All right. So now we are going to go back to our agenda items, which is going to be in our old agenda, September 15th, 2022 agenda. Item number 2 is approval of the 9/1/2022 ACC meeting minutes.
Okay, I'll move to approve.
And I would second that. So that's unanimous. Been approved. Okay, item number 3 is 65 Sudden Valley Drive. It's a tree trim request. And I had approve on here, but I just want to refresh my memory and see what it is I was looking at. 65 Sun Valley Drive. Oh yeah, that's the one with the conchs all over it and stuff. Yeah. So did you have any comments on this, Joe Jean?
No.
Okay, I'll move to approve.
Second.
Okay, that's unanimous. That's been approved. That was item number 3. Okay, on to item number 4, 19 Lookout Mountain Lane, tree trimming request. I made a note on here, so that one wasn't so simple. So then we can drive on a falling hazard. Sister tree approximately 3 feet away already fell. My vehicle is winter and I do not want to have that happen again. No arborist reports. What does my note say? And these are my new glasses and I still can't read it. Maybe it's my handwriting. It's a handwriting issue.
It says it's on Sudden Valley property.
Oh, that's what it says. Refer. I can't. Maybe that. Oh, refer to maintenance, Sudden Valley. Refer to maintenance / staff is what I wrote. Okay, so that's 19 Lookout Lane. It is on Sudden Valley property, so this needs to be referred. So we're going to move this to. This has to go to Sudden Valley admin / maintenance manager. Actually, be the ACC coordinator. So probably Deb. If that's, I don't know their title anymore. It's told we don't have that position anymore. So the Deb at the office there could get this taken care of for them. So that would be my motion to move this over to Sudden Valley admin and maintenance.
Second.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, item number 5, 33 Horseshoe Circle tree trimming request. We'd like to leave. So Georgine, on this one, tree 2, I wasn't sure if you're looking at their thing, if tree 2 was on their property. That I know their property line where they show it on their picture shows it like way off to the side. But when I went out there, the property line to me looked like it was in question on whether tree 2 was on their property. They're saying it clearly is on their property. And so I had no problem with tree 2 being removed, but tree 1, I wrote on there, I would like to have it limbed. You know, they could remove 25% of the limbing on there. And I'm not sure why I wrote that and I didn't attach a picture.
Well, it says that tree number 1 is on a water line, and you know, trees can cause a lot of damage to water line that are really expensive to repair, and they already have a county permit. So I would move to approve both trees.
Okay. Yeah, I do see that. Tree 2 is fine anyways. That could be removed diameter wise. Okay. All right, I will second your motion. And that will make it unanimous. And that was 33 Horseshoe Circle. Okay, item number 6, 1 Hollyview Way. This one I wrote approved. You know, that's me looking at it. Right? Okay, 1 Hollyview. Tall tree looks dead or diseased. Big pine tree. Yes, yes. Yes on 2 of them. Number 5 tree should come. Oh, I think there's like 5 trees that probably should have came down. That's what I wrote. More than what they had listed. Did you have any comments on this, Georgine?
No, I don't.
Okay, I would move to approve their request.
Second.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, item number 7, 171 Sudden Valley Drive, tree trimming removal request. This one.
On the one that we just finished, do they need county approval?
Yes. So that I'm glad you brought that up. So what we should be doing, if Deb is going to be like our person for now on, we should have like a blanket statement that goes out with every tree removal request, you know, county permit required, you know, blah, blah, blah. It should just be an automatic thing that is part of our.
Oh, okay.
To me, that's how it should be. It should be an automatic, you know.
Sounds
So
good.
I guess what we should do is make the statement right now for Deb is make sure that all our tree requests you're putting on county permit required on all of them. Okay, where were we? I forget. 171 Sun Valley Drive. Did we do that one already? No. 171 Sun Valley Drive. Have everything. I had no problem with that. I wrote approved on here. So do you have any issues with that one, Georgine? 171 Sun Valley?
No, I'll second.
Okay, that's unanimous. And some people, like this one, they already have their county permit and the last one, but some people don't, and they should have. But I can understand them not wanting to go to the county to get a permit and coming here and then us saying no. So I could see if we approve it, you need to go to the county to get their permit as part of our approval. Okay, on to item number 8, which is 91 Woodward Drive.
My comment on this is that I thought the Sudden Valley or the ACC rules didn't allow fencing in the front yard.
We have made exceptions for that if people do not have like a backyard. Like if there's, like for my house, I have no way to really get to my backyard. So we have made exceptions for some people because the front yard is the only space they have, like to let their dog run out, you know, in the morning or whatnot. But let me see, because I'll just be honest, I put a no on here, but I gotta find it and see what my no is.
Well, yeah, I have, there, I couldn't find the property lines and they didn't have any marking where they wanted the fence. And I might also comment that I've had a run-in with that dog. So, you know, it probably needs a fence, but I don't know if one, it looked to me like they wanted to fence in from property line to property line.
Yeah, that's what I wrote in. I wrote on my notes. It's the only notes I wrote is it's way too big of an area. Is what I wrote. And so yeah, so I'm in, you know, I'd be leaning that way already. That's why I like more committee members. So my thought already is, like I said, I wrote a no on here as submitted. I would not approve this thing as submitted. So it sounds like we're both going to be a no.
That's correct.
Okay, so then we're going to make the motion to deny.
I'll second.
Deny as submitted, and that's Joe Jean for a second. And that's unanimous. And that was 91 Woodward. I gotta stay on point here. Okay, 91 Woodward, that was a deny and unanimous. Okay, item number 9 and 10, we have already discussed this morning. So item number 11 is 39 Longshore Lane, an alteration request. 39 Longshore, and I had moved to approve. So they're replacing this. I'll read a new hardy plank siding, fascia, gutters, doors, and one window replacement. The Acer Sherwin-Williams 9170 for the house color, and Drift Mist Sherwin-Williams for the trim and fascia. So I had no problem with that on myself.
I'll second.
Okay, so that's unanimous. That has been approved. Okay, item number 12, 4 Jubilee Lane, exterior alteration request. 4 Jubilee, I have on here approved. So this is next to the road of the house, an existing gravel parking area. This was really constructed with treated railroad ties. Currently, the ties are rotting and leaning into the property, no longer maintaining the vertical barrier protecting the property. We request permission to remove these ties and replace the barrier with mason blocks, similar if not identical to those lining other roadside parking spaces along Jubilee Lane, creating a safer, more stable area. The retaining wall would be approximately 75 feet long, 2 foot tall, similar gravel, and that's what they have now. So it's really, to me, it's kind of like maintenance. They're taking care of what they already had. They're just making it a little better.
Yeah, I only go past this house once a day at minimum, and I keep forgetting to look at it, but I do remember that it does have those railroad ties. So this would be a great improvement. So I'll move to approve.
Okay, and I'll second that. And this is 4 Jubilee Lane. Let me find it again on here. And that was Joe Jean and Keith, and that's unanimous for approval. Item number 13 was 11 Sandwick. We've done that one. We're going to go to item number 14, 6 Orchard Court. Why does that sound familiar already? Like we already looked at it or something. Oh, because we have a 4 Orchard Court on the next one. 6 Orchard Court. Sorry, give me a second, I'll get there. Okay, 6 Orchard Court. I wrote approved. So this is large stone removed to area under the tree. 5 dead and diseased limbs to be removed from tree near the street. Planter box at end of parking driveway. We'll have barberry and delphiniums planted into it. See the plans from Eric, the Proscape. This is for the landscape work.
I'll move to approve.
So the only question I had, I wrote on here one site plan. I wanted to see a site plan. They're doing a lot of work. I don't know how you feel the need. You don't need to see a site plan or anything. You're good.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, I will second that. And that has been approved. That was for 6 Orchard Court. Okay, on to item number 15, 18 Sunflower Court, exterior alteration request. Oh, this is replacing his second story wood deck railing on the side of the house.
I'll move to approve.
Yeah, that one was,
Actually, I don't know if I'd approve the glass because then they have to wash it all the time.
so are you saying you don't want to approve?
No, I'll move to approve.
Okay, I know, but that you're right. And it does get moisture sometimes too, I see on people's.
I'll warn them that they have to wash the windows a lot.
Okay, that was 18 Sunflower Court. That has been approved. Okay, and then so we did items 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So we're on to item number 21, which is 2 Clematis Lane. And that is a fence request. Item number 21. Hang on, I gotta find it. Got it, yes. Okay, so on this one, I wrote questions need to be answered. So and this one, Jodine, if you had a chance to walk that particular property, so he needs to put some retaining wall in, right? He shows like the 4-foot slope on there. So you're going to put like probably close to a 4-foot high retaining wall, which doesn't need to be engineered. So that's cool. He's under the 4 foot. But what is the retaining wall going to be? There's no mention of what that is.
Okay, does it say it's going to have a chain link fence?
And then, yeah, and then that was my second thing. Chain link fence are not approved, not approved fencing here.
That's correct.
So, so my thing is, I would say defer to submitted because we do need to answer questions. We need to know what materials he's actually using. And it looks like somewhat of an engineer. He's got some ideas of what he wants to do for sure, which is cool. But we need to know what materials are going to be used for the retaining wall. I didn't necessarily have a problem with the location and everything. He's kind of in a little secluded, nice little spot, and I could understand the need for him wanting to level that out and have a nice sitting area up there. And it didn't look like it was going to affect any trees or any vegetation, so I thought that was okay. But yeah, I had issues with that. The chain link fence is not an approved fence here. Not saying that it wouldn't be there because he doesn't. I don't think he could really see his property from anywhere else. That's something we might have to look at a little more in detail. But right now, that was what I wrote. Chain link fence are not approved. And then what are you planning to use for retaining wall? So at this point, I'd have to say deny as submitted until more information.
I think, or deferred as submitted.
Okay, you want to do deferred as submitted? Well, deferred, we can defer for more information.
Okay,
Defer pending more information.
right. One about the wall and about a different type fence.
Yeah, for more information, so we need to know the block, what I assume block, what the retaining wall is gonna be. Retaining wall material. And what actually is he thinking for fence? Because chain link fences aren't allowed, and maybe he'll still come back. He wants a chain link or whatever, then he could resubmit and we could look at it then. So, all right, I will second your motion of deferring pending more information. And that's unanimous. So that was item number 21. Now, do we have any more of this? We do. So item number 22 was 8 Huckleberry Court. We have heard that one this morning. Item number 23 is going to be 22 Oak Crest Circle. I have written approved, but what does that mean? Oh, left, we did that. Three, finally, all right, 22 Oak Crest Circle. Remove existing dirt and straighten out the existing retaining wall on the property to widen the area on the driveway and clean up the area. See orange highlighted area, the width 3 feet and length 6 feet and depth 3 feet, total 108 feet. And alls I wrote on here was approved. Did you have any comments on that?
No, I have no issue.
Okay. So I will move to approve. You want to second it?
I'll second, sorry.
Okay, no worries. And then that's unanimous then, okay. And our last item on that agenda is item number 24, 20 Lost Fork. 20 Lost Fork was replace existing deck due to rotted railings and stairs. Extend 4 feet from building, option the stairs. I had no issues with this one, actually.
Neither do I.
Okay, so I'll move to approve.
Second.
And a second by Joe Jean, and that is unanimous. All right, good job, man. Thank you. So we got through September 15th agenda over. All right, now hopefully we can roll through this one. Do you need a break or you want to roll right on?
I'd like to go upstairs and talk to somebody. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
You got it. Oh, we gotta do old business.
I'm back. Where's Keith?
All righty. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started now with our October 6, 2022 meeting. Item number 1 on here was approval of this meeting, which you've already done, and we've amended the agenda to include last meeting, which we've already taken care of. So item number 2 on this agenda is 28 North Point Drive. It's a tree trimming request. And I had approved leave snags for erosion control or replant. So I'm curious what they're going to do because it must have been.
Actually, I talked to these people.
Okay.
And this request was put in March, and I believe we approved it way back in March. And these trees have been gone for months.
Yep, they're long gone. Yep. Yep, they sure are. And actually, so we actually went out for something else because I drove down that street already, that easement, and I was thinking, boy, those trees should come down. So it was ironic because I went to the house and I was like, no, this ain't it, it's behind the house. And I went behind there and I'm like, oh, I already thought those trees should have came down. So yeah, I got no problem with that. So then I wrote on the top, already done, but okay.
Yeah, okay,
Okay, so we're gonna move to approve.
yep.
And that was unanimous. So that's been approved. Okay, item number 3, 12 Clear Lake Court. Tree trimming request.
I want to point out, Keith, that none of these trees have ribbons on them. And, you know, that's one of our rules. Because it's a lot easier to know which trees people are talking about if they've ribbon.
Yeah, you know, I made, somebody had paint on a tree, but you're right. Some of them aren't ribboned at all. And it's like, you have to try to guess where they're.
Yeah, well, this one, I was there a long time trying to figure out, you know, I had the picture upside down and sideways, and it was hard to figure out what trees they were talking about. But if they were the ones I decided they must be, I'd move to approve.
Yeah, that's what, so I had to, oh yeah, so yes, it is, I know what you mean, you know. Yeah, and I like their, the way they take care of their yard and stuff, is they're landscaper friendly, say. So they know what they're doing with plants.
Yeah.
So, okay, move to approve, that's unanimous. And then item number 4 was 18 Spinnaker. We've already discussed that. Item number 5 is 14 Pinto Court Lane tree trimming request. Something. Permits. I wrote on there permits. All tree removal requests require county permits. Let's make that clear. So Deb, if you're listening, doing the comments or the minutes, make sure you put that on every tree trimming request.
You know, on this one, a comment I made is that they should probably cut down more of those smaller trees on the side of the house, but you know, I think they're small enough that they may not need approval.
Oh, well, this is one, Joe Jean, I wrote on here, not clearly marked. Trees were not ribboned. Tree closest to the home, let's see. Did you just say there's more trees that probably need to come down?
I'm sorry.
Did you say there's probably more trees that need to come down than what they have?
Well, that's just my opinion. There were a whole bunch of little trees in the area that I thought they were talking about.
I wrote the same thing. I said it appears to be in not good health and lean significantly. I'm not sure which, well, that was like another. So yeah, there's several trees that needed to come down, but so are you were okay with it, right? You moved to approve?
Yes, I'll move to approve as requested.
Yeah, and I will second that. Okay, that's unanimous. Item number 6, 21 Louise View Drive, tree trimming request.
Oh, and they were all ribbon, so I'm going to move to approve these.
Some trees. Oh. Okay, so these trees are ribboned. You are correct, but man, I took pictures of these trees. If this is the house, this is the one that has, this is the kids' playground attached to it, right there.
Oh, yeah.
So they got big bolts. Did you see the bolts going in dead center of the trees?
I didn't notice that, no.
Yeah, I took pictures of them. So they have big bolts. They have actually equipment bolted to the trees. And then in the back on Sudden Valley property.
That's probably why they're dying. I remember going to this house years ago when I was on the ACC a long time ago. And I kind of remember when they wanted to do all that. And for some reason, I kind of thought that some of the things they had there were too close to the road and stuff. but
Oh, they are, yeah.
that was from a long time ago. But as far as cutting these trees down, I don't have an issue with them.
Well, the problem I have, so I don't mind them cutting their trees down on their property. The ones in the back on the Sudden Valley property on that green belt in the back. So it's the same thing. So I even took a picture. There's some kind of trapeze equipment or something that was all wrapped up and
Yeah.
like shoved in the bushes back there. I took a picture of that, but you can see where they had it wrapped around trees. They have screws in trees. There's bolts in trees. So I don't know who's using that property there, but they're killing the trees by doing this. I don't know what they're all attaching, but I took numerous pictures, and I don't know who attached it. I'm not saying these people, they could just moved in for all I know. I have no idea. I'm just saying that the damage is evident.
You can make a demotion, whatever.
Well, I think, so here's what so the problem I have, so the Sudden Valley property, those have got to go to Sudden Valley, and I think Sudden Valley Maintenance needs to be aware that somebody was using that for an obstacle course, or, you know, almost looked like one of those types of things. They had things attached to trees at various places. So Sudden Valley Maintenance, security, I guess, ultimately should be looking out for that. I'm not sure whose job it is. A compliance officer would probably have done that, but we need to. So I have no problem with them removing the trees. Unfortunately, that appears that they could have sabotaged themselves by attaching bolts and playground equipment to the trees, but they do need to come down because they are dead now. The trees in the back are dead as well, the best I can tell, but those are on Sudden Valley property, the best I can tell. Is that correct? Or did they? No, that is Sudden Valley property. Yeah. So Sudden Valley has to look at those. So that'd be trees like 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think 2 was actually on their property.
Yeah, I actually couldn't find tree. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 4. I just had question marks on my page.
Yeah, 4 is where that. So they had a big bolt in 4 as well. Or no, 4 had no, 4 isn't requested. There's another tree that's not requested to be taken down somewhere over here, and that's the one that's got where you can see something was tied around it, you know, wrapped around it numerous times. It's kind of choked the tree off. And to the left of 4 is where that, I think where the jungle gym equipment or whatever is kind of rolled up behind it.
I remember now, it was a little hard for me to be climbing all over that property and back.
Sure.
That's probably why I didn't get a good enough view of it.
All right, so I'm gonna say the trees on Sudden Valley property will have to be determined, and then that Sudden Valley would have to go out and look at.
Okay.
And in my motion, as a comment or something for Deb, Sudden Valley also needs to determine who attached all that equipment to those trees out there that's killing those trees, and then watch out for that in the future because it's just going to kill more trees. And then I'm okay with them removing the trees on their property in the front. I have no problem doing that. But again, it's sabotage their own trees.
Okay, I'll approve all of that, or second all of that.
Okay. So we're going to move to approve with those comments. And just because I don't know better, I wonder, like, you have somebody putting a bolt through a tree, it's going to kill the tree eventually. Is there some fine or penalty for that, or how does that work? Because I don't know on that.
Yeah, I remember once we went out and looked at a tree request, and when it was nice and ribbon and everything, but someone had drilled a few holes in the trunk of it, which also helps trees to die.
Yes, well, that's a surefire way to do it. All right, so that one is moved to, that was approved with those comments.
Second.
Okay, and then item number 7 was 32 Hollyview. We've already heard that one. Item number 8 is 39 Horseshoe Circle. It's a great, another tree trimming request. And I just have written on there approved with permit, but let me flip over and see what it is.
I put I could only find 5 trees in the front, not 7. But the 5 I could count. I would approve.
Wait, take
Again,
forever to get there. Six, there we go.
I might have missed the 2 in back because places that are too hard to climb, I don't.
Okay, well, item number 7 is only the 1 tree. Is that correct? Item number 7, 32 Hollyview. And I got 1
yeah,
tree.
yeah.
Yep, okay. Just make sure, met certified arborist, learn more about trees on the property, blah, blah, blah. The cottonwood on the tree needs to come down. They have an arborist report attached. I never argue with an arborist.
Alert from software update.
Wow, nice. Okay, so 32 Hollyview, I'm going to move to approve. Joe Jean, you want a second?
Yes, I'll second.
Okay, that's unanimous. That's okay. All right, and that was, no, not 32 Hollyview. It's 39 Horseshoe, I thought. You are right, Joe Jean. 39 Horseshoe is 7 trees. I was on the wrong one again. And I found the trees and I wrote yes, and I circled, oh yeah. Yes, I actually met with the lady out there too. So, yep, okay. So I'm fine with that. So move to approve. And that was, yep, and Joe Jean. So that was number 8, 39 Horseshoe has been approved unanimously. Okay, number 9, 21 Canyon Court, tree trimming request. And I wrote approved. That's less than 10 feet from their house. Let me just look at it real quick.
Oh, yeah. Did you just make a motion to approve?
No, I just was making I read my notes on there. I wrote move to, like my thing on there, approved, and with my comments just for our meeting.
Yeah, I thought it was too close to the house also. I'll move to approve.
Okay, I'll second that. And that's unanimous. And then item number 10 is 5 Topside Court. It's an exterior alteration request. 5 Topside, replacing aged and failing furnace and taking the opportunity to add air conditioning to our home.
My note was no location for unit, nice pictures, but no location.
Okay.
I don't know where they want to put the thing.
And I did not talk to these people. I did not talk to them, Georgine. So some people I called and I made notes, but these I did not. I can only guess he's putting it right there in that little garden area where he took that picture going straight down.
Is that the first one?
That is item number.
Oh, which picture?
Item number, the 3rd picture.
Yeah, actually, that's a big location on Greenbelt and stuff, so that would probably be a good place for it. On the back side of the house.
Yes. So, because we don't know 10.4, that would be 10.3. We could say approved based on picture or item number 10.3 being the location.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to make the motion to approve the project based on item number 10.3 being the location for the AC unit. For AC unit. Okay, and that will be, so I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, and that is unanimous. Okay, with comments, approved with comments. Okay, item number 11 is 12 Caddy Lane.
I'll move to approve.
Okay, so the only thing I saw in here that I had, oh, this one did I call? Yeah, so I put on here, what type of siding are they using? So I did call and I ended up talking to her. So part of the siding they're doing, you see that there's a picture?
Yeah,
So these, where it says siding, you just see where it says siding, just siding, not wood siding, but just siding.
uh-huh.
Those are going to be big panels of siding. So those are going to be like, I don't know, because she don't have dimensions on here, but like 4x8 panels or 4x4. They've used them on new construction here too. I'm not a huge fan of them because they're like huge. It's like almost T111 siding or something, just huge 4x8 sheets of paneling that go up. It's a cost-effective way to do everything, but it's not necessarily a great look. But they are breaking it up because they do have the other wood siding. So where it says siding is the big panels, wood siding is going to be the actual, like the wood she showed on there. And then they're going to do some cedar siding. So they are breaking it up, but it was, I don't know. I just wanted to point that out. I'm not sure it matters a great deal, but. So you made the motion to move to approve, did you?
Yes,
Okay, I'll second you. And that has been approved. Okay, item number 12, 4 Orchard Court, exterior alteration request. And I'm telling you, I need to make better notes. I made notes on so many of these and I can't read them. I go to each sheet. Okay, this was not 9 Grandview. There's one right before. Okay, so this is 4 Orchard Court. So they want to install a hot tub, small hot tub on the furthest southwest end of the property. So another issue where there was no marking of where the hot tub is actually going to go. That was a problem for me. But if I went to the southwest corner of the property, that would require a variance permit because they're within the 5-foot setback of the rear and, or maybe not the rear, but at least the side yard for sure, because the other property is right on top of them. So my notes, I'm just going to read my notes to you. So I put, I was okay with the location after the location of the hot tub is actually confirmed. So I kind of get an idea where it's going to go. But again, we have to make assumptions because it wasn't flagged out. I put no on the fence and would require a separate application anyways for a fence request. You just can't lump it on here with the hot tub. And then I said, I would approve the hot tub, but they must obey all setbacks and obtain county required permits. And I know he said no permit is required. That's not necessarily true. If they're adding electrical or whatnot, you are required a permit. So, and if it was sitting on a deck, it would require a permit, but he's going on a concrete slab, so it's a little different. So I don't know your thoughts on it.
I kind of agree with the things you were saying. And I also understand that it's how people drain their hot tubs because of all the chemicals in it. Where do they plan on draining it when they clean it and stuff?
Wow, you know, that's a great thought. You never, and he's all uphill too. Everybody be downhill behind him. Because I actually look behind there and they have a hot tub on the property behind them. So they'd be looking down on it. But that actually is a good thought. Yeah, what happens when that happens? You're draining 500 gallons of water and just open it up and let it flow downhill.
Well, and I don't, you know, I guess I don't know how close to the lake is being gate 2, but they are closer to the lake, so it could be eventually getting to the Lake Whatcom, but there is an issue about where people drain their hot tubs. I've heard just frequently or currently someone discussed it. with me.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, so with the hot tubs and stuff, you don't really drain them too often, only when you're gonna move them or some major work or something like that. Most of the time, you're
Yeah.
adding chemicals, you're not really taking water out of them, but I can see your point for sure.
Well, they don't take it out and clean the whole thing, or?
Typically, no. But no, I've only had built-in, right? So I've only had built-in pools and spas. So I actually don't know how a portable works. I've never had one. And maybe you do have to drain it every 6 months or something to clean them out. I really don't know.
Yeah.
So anyways, so my notes on there would be, I would be approving, like I would have, this is just me speaking, I would approve the hot tub. But they must obey all setbacks. So if that's not going to work for them, then it's not going to work because I don't know exactly where they want to put it. And then they would be required to obtain any county, required permits.
Mhm.
That
So
would be my,
you're gonna approve all of that or defer until they come back and tell us where they want to put it and stuff?
well, so yeah, the way we've done things, and we can do it either way. So we've tried with other committees, like to push things through to allow them to move forward with planning the process, understanding we're still looking for some bits of information that we're going to want to see before they proceed. We could deny it or defer, like you said, defer pending additional information. And the additional information would only be, to me, the location of where the spa is going to go, exact location.
Okay, and you're denying the fence?
Yes, I would deny, yeah, because, if they want a fence, because it says, they're just throwing that, if allowed, it would also like to install a cedar privacy screen along the side of the hot tub that runs the property line. That's so vague. Does that mean like 6 feet of privacy fence, 8 feet of privacy fence, or 60 feet of privacy fence? So, which isn't allowed. So I would have to take that off there and say, no, the fence is a no-brainer, no-go at this time. You'd have to resubmit for the fence.
Okay.
And if the hot tub can work with you obeying our setbacks, then that would be fine with us. But if not, then you need to come back in front of us and we need to go actually see where you're going to put this thing. Because for one, it's too close to the house right next door. There's only like 10 feet between the two houses. So, I mean, putting a hot tub all the way on the property line there's no barrier there. There's only a 2-foot high little retaining wall fence. It's like not necessarily a great location. So my thing was move to approve if the setbacks work for them and they have to get a county permit and no on the fence.
I'll second that.
Okay, then that's how we'll do that one. And that was 4 Orchard Court. So that's been approved pending. They can meet the setback requirements, county permit required where applicable, and no fence. The fence is denied at this time. You have to resubmit. Okay, item number 13, 9 Grandview Lane. This is exterior alteration request. Oh, and I met with her out there. So what they're adding, and you probably saw that too, a little retaining wall in the back of the property. It's a huge slope down into basically right onto their deck. So they want to create a little space, a little breathing room, if you will, and take that back. No trees will be affected from what I saw out there at all, from where the retaining wall is going to go. And it's both of them. She's no problem with the setbacks. She said she'll stay within her setbacks, so she had no issue with that. So I put approved on my thing, just obey all setback rules was fine with me. And it was going to be a block retaining wall. Does it say that on here? Extension, stairs to be stained.
Yeah, I thought when I went and looked at that, I actually climbed back there and everything looked okay to me.
Yeah, I saw no issues. Yeah, I have no problem with it. So as long as they obey the setbacks.
Yeah.
So I would move to approve as long as they obey all setbacks.
I'll second.
Okay, that was item number 13. That was 9 Grandview. Okay, item number 14 is 31 Sudden Valley Drive. It's a gate request or fence request, excuse me. And I approve with obey all setbacks. Let me just
Yeah, I talked to the guy who was outside, and so I talked to him when I went and looked at that. And I think it's a small fence for an old dog, and it's not going to be tall. And it's away from the property lines and everything. It looks fine to me.
Okay, so you are good with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I called this guy. Yeah. Okay, so also the only thing I saw was on the back. So his picture there, he showed a 4-foot minimum, it says, for the fence corner. He is allowed, he's telling me to change it yesterday to make that 5-foot minimum. So that way he's not required a variance for a setback.
Okay.
So at the very closest spot, he'll stay 5 feet. He said it's more than that. It's probably gonna be more like 9 feet, but he just showed at the very least it would be 4, but he's saying now at the minimum it would be 5, but he's thinking it's closer to 9 feet. So I had no problem with this either. So I would move to approve as long as he obeys all setbacks.
Second.
Okay, and that is gonna be unanimous. Okay, item number 15, 24 Granite Circle. This is extension and reapproval request. So I know my question on here, gosh, and I wanted to send Deb an email and I forgot to do that, was what was originally improved for 24? For 24 Granite Circle, what was originally approved and when was it approved? I have no idea what it was. Just says due to eye injury, a surgery and recovery time, I request to change the start date to June 1st. I assume it's a new house, and completion date within a year of start date. So I
didn't go by this one. They haven't started anything. Is that correct?
That's to my knowledge, that is correct. Yes. And so I have no problem with just an extension request, as long as this is like his first one. It's not a second or a third or a fourth, because I don't recall it.
Yeah.
So I could say we could move to approve pending Sudden Valley staff or Deb verifying this is their first extension request. And if it is not their first, then they can assess applicable fees or appropriate fees.
Oh, okay, I'll second that.
Okay, so we will approve that extension with those comments. Okay, item number 16 is 19 Stable Lane. 19 Stable Lane. Oh, this is a generator. So I spoke to him yesterday as well. So it's going to be either a Kohler generator or a Generac generator. So it'll be, a regular house full, whole house generator unit. I didn't get the size. Most of them are 11 kW.
You should get a Kohler. I really like mine.
Oh, do you? Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, he wasn't sure. He said at this time, it looks like I'm going to go with Kohler. So I thought that was interesting. I said, well, it just says generator. We just got to make sure, what are you putting over there,
And he was going to put it on the right side of the house, right next to the street.
Why didn't I write that down?
For some reason, that's where I thought he was putting it.
That he told me that was like the only location. What did he tell me? I had no issue with it. And I don't recall. And I just talked to him yesterday and I do not recall.
Actually, it says that it looks like there's more room for the generator on the left side. I guess the right side must have been too close to the house next door or something, but oh, he says west side. I flunked Girl Scout, so I don't know which way is north, south, east, and west.
We need a compass when we go out there. So do you have any problem with the generator?
Oh, no, I don't. Just where he planned on putting it, I guess, because I thought one side was too close to the neighbor and the other one seemed to have more space. But like I say, I don't remember.
Yeah, and see, I talked to him yesterday and I remember asking him because that was a note I had on there, exact location needed. And for some reason I had circled it and put approved. So he had to talk to me about it on the phone. Otherwise I wouldn't have did that. So he must have told me where it was and I was good with that location.
Well,
at the time.
We could move to approve and hope he gets the correct side.
Until pending, okay, so we'll move to approve pending exact location.
Okay,
We can do that. And that way he's good to go. We just want to know exactly where it's going to go. And matter of fact, I could call him to tell him that.
okay.
Yeah, we could do that. Or I could try to call him real quick right now if you wanted. You want to try to do that?
If you'd like.
Yeah, see if he
I don't have
answers.
anything to do today.
Yeah, John's probably going, I got tons to do. Let's see, let's just real quick, see if I can get him on the phone. He might still have me in here. He would answer.
Hello?
Hello, is this David?
Yes, it is.
Hey, good morning, David. This is Keith McLean with Sun Valley ACC. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Hey, quick question for you, if you got a second.
Sure.
Hey, the location of your generator, exactly where is that thing going at?
It's gonna go on the west side of my house.
Okay, and how is that in proximity to the neighbor's property?
Well, there's a 15-foot easement between.
That's right. Okay, I know we spoke about it, but I didn't write that note down. So I was like, I put okay. I know we spoke about it and I was satisfied with your answer, but I didn't write what it was. So there's a little green belt in there, that easement.
Yes, yeah, there's a 15, well, there's like 15 feet from my house to the easement. And then I think there's another 15 feet between that and our neighbor's house.
Okay. All right, Joe Jean, did you have any question?
No, I think that must have been the side I chose also.
Okay, hey, very good, David. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
You bet, thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so based on that, I would move to approve as submitted.
Second.
Okay. All right, and that is unanimous. Okay, approved. Okay, now the last thing that I would like to bring up old business.
Oh.
And that would be 160 Harborview Drive. And that was a paint color. And that was from, see, I just had it up here. That was from our meeting.
I think it was 3 meetings ago.
Yeah, it was on, it was on meeting number September 1st meeting. So 160 Harborview Drive, and just to restate what happened. So we came up with a paint color on the house. They were approved for like a navy blue. They changed the color slightly. They did not like the navy blue. They went for a more royal blue. There was some issues about that. So they submitted to the ACC to have that color reapproved. The ACC heard and looked at the colors, with one of us or two of us having an issue, one being me. So I had an issue with it. I'm not great on paints. We asked the neighbors to get involved because of people that live on that street, or especially their neighbors across the street and to the sides of them. We wanted their response. I received probably no less than 15, 20 responses from many neighbors, all of them in favor of the paint. Not one response that I received that was negative about it, not one, which actually kind of surprised me. So Joe Jean, did you have any experience with that?
I went out to check the house in the beginning, and I thought the color was pretty bright. And but I talked to the people, and I can understand why they changed the color and stuff without getting it approved. And I also have received about 14 emails from the neighborhood that everyone liked the color. And when I go up into gate 3 on occasion, I'll drive by the house to make sure what I still think of the color. And yesterday when I went by, when the side the sun was pointing on or shining on was pretty bright, but the side without the sun shining on it was getting a little duller. And overall, I'm beginning to like it more every time I look at it. And it kind of cheers up the neighborhood. And frankly, I think Sudden Valley ought to start thinking about house colors more than just brown and black and, the same dull colors we have all the time. And so I'm not opposed to approving the house as it is now.
You think we should probably get into more beige colors, huh? Okay, so yeah, I like I said, I was toss up on it for me because I'm not great at those types of colors, and I'm not a fan of that house. I'm honest, just for me, it doesn't work for me. It was too bright, but like you, the side that was in the sun was very bright as I drove by, and then the other side that was in the shaded area, it looked different. It looked much better, and it is a bright color. It's I would say eye-opening, but I guess cheery, right? So another way to say eye-opening is cheery. So so then in that case, so at the time at that meeting, we had deferred our approval pending the outcome of the email responses. The email responses we got was huge, all in favor. So at this time, I would make the motion to approve the paint that has been applied on that house. And the only thing I would question, if I guess we should leave it open to Sudden Valley if they want to assess any fees or fines for them painting their house without authority. I don't know that they do anything like that.
I don't, so many people do things to their property without asking for approval, even though they're supposed to. And so I don't like the idea of adding that to the request. I think that we should approve as submitted.
You make your motion.
I'll make that motion that we approve as submitted.
I will second that motion. Okay, so that was 160 Harborview Drive was approved as submitted, and that was held under old business. Approved as submitted, and that was unanimous. And I believe that is the end of our ginormous packets. And Joe Jean, thank you so much. I'm glad you were able to make it this morning. It looked like the fog is lifted up. You get out and play some golf, maybe.
Maybe. Are you ever going to get any more members? Are you going to take names to board meetings or anything?
Oh, I'm taking names. All right. No, so where it is right now, we had 3 new members come in. One of them can't start until November. So, and he's trying to clear up something with John, and I guess he's still working on that. It was an address, something to do with an address. It was for our ACC committee, William something. It was slight issue on the address, so he couldn't be vetted completely. But I did speak to him on the phone, and that's when he told me he was going to contact John or Deb at the office to get it cleared up. But he said he can't do it a job situation. He wouldn't be able to start helping us out until November, but he's still definitely interested in getting our committee. And then I found out we had an actual members submit something to be, on the AGM, so to get elected to the committee.
Oh.
It's only one that I know of. John, do you know of more or just the one?
I think just the one.
Yeah, it's like Daniel Gutierrez or something like that. So I appreciate anybody coming forward. And just to let people know, if there are any attendees still listening, or if you listen to this later, you can always apply for the ACC. And yes, at the AGM, that would be the end of your time with us. But immediately following, I can get you back right on the ACC immediately. So you don't have to be elected right away. You know, I can get you right back in. So the end of the year, you'd be off, and then, you know, maybe one meeting you might miss or so, and then have you reconfirmed right away again for as long as you'd like to stay and join the committee. So appreciate anyone and everyone that's interested in helping us out. John, super long meeting. Thank you for your time this morning. I appreciate it. Joe Jean, did you have anything else?
No, I'd like to move to adjourn.
Awesome. I will take you up on that adjournment at 11.